Hello, my friends. How are you? Well, it is Saturday. It is the day of my awesome threesome. I'm so excited. I just ran out to a couple of stores to do a couple of things. Like I went to Trader Joe's to pick up the flowers. I went to Cookie Crumble Cookies to get 4 cookies for our little get together. It's for her birthday as well as it's Christmas and all that. I am on my way to Target to do a curbside pickup just because I realized I was almost out of aluminum foil. I decided that I wanted to get some grapes and some broccoli to go on my little tray. At first I was saying I wasn't going to, and then I said I was. You know how like when you're doing something, like you're hosting an event and you set yourself a little budget because you're like you don't want to overspend or you don't want to overbuy stuff and end up having like all of the stuff that end up going to waste. So I have tried to do that. However, I kind of feel like last minute I'm just adding stuff, but I'm hoping that it won't go to waste. Like I don't think it'll go to waste because I only got stuff that I will eat. I'm thinking everything's going to be fine. I'll show you all everything once I get it all prepared. It is now 1 o'clock. Yvette's going to be at my house at 3. Wanted to kind of catch up a little bit before, so she's going to get to my house a little bit early. So I'm so excited about that. But 3 o'clock for her probably means 2:30, 2:45 at the latest. I want to get home and get the bacon wrapped shrimp in the oven so that I kind of don't want to have to do stuff while she's there, which I'm like, is that a good thing or a bad thing? I don't know, because I don't want stuff just sitting, but then we can kind of snack. Because honestly, y'all, Ken is always late. He did ask me today, just now, like, what time are we getting started? So I'm hoping that means that he's going to try to be on time this go round. He has never been on time our entire time of getting together. It's always a joke what time he's going to show up. So anyway, we're hoping he's going to get there at 4. If not, he'll get there when he get there. And what we'll do is wait till 4 before we actually eat. And then if he doesn't show up, we go ahead and eat, which we've had to do all along because, like I said, he's always late and we're always hungry because we don't eat before because we want to have that, hungry stomach for when we get together. Anyway, I'm headed to Target right now, do my curbside pickup. I'm gonna go back home. I know my nails will look really bad. I promise y'all, this is just, it's been a day. It's been a week. And so I just haven't gotten things done the way I wanted to this week. I was trying to get my video for decorating my coffee bar together, as well as just trying to get the house in order for everything. And I just wasn't productive as I wanted to be. Oh, great. Now people. But yeah, so anyway, I'm fighting with the traffic. Not really that it's traffic, but just a few cars are in my way because I'm like hurrying, whatever. But yeah, so anyway, that is what's going on right now. I'm just excited. I'm excited about hosting. This, like I said, it's my first time hosting anything at my home since I've had it, other than just my regular family people and my regular friends that come all the time. And I'm a little bit nervous, so I don't know why. Like I want things to go well. I want everybody to have said that they had a great time, and I want them to find my house to be warming and inviting, which I hope it's warming and inviting. I've always shared with you all, like anything with me, like my purses, my shoes, my clothes, everything for me, I like everything to be enjoyed. I don't believe in buying things that you don't enjoy. And that same thing with my home. I've had people to tell me sometimes that my home, they're afraid. And I'm like, never be afraid in my home. Like they don't want to touch something because they don't want to break it or whatever. And I'm like, never feel afraid in my home. My home is very lived in. Honey, make yourself at home. The only thing is I am a little bit, and I haven't even been really bad about it. Like I don't tell people, oh, you better take your shoes off. But I have wanted people to take their shoes off when they come in my house. But I won't tell you to take your shoes off when you come into my house. But I do have the little booties. Today is a rainy, icky day. So I'm kind of hoping that the booties will come into play today. We'll figure that out as it goes. Like I said, I don't want to be like all intentional, like take your shoes off or anything like that. But yes, anyway, I'm going to stop chatting right now because like I said, I can be long-winded, and see, this could be its own vlog because I literally have been talking for 6 minutes. Good morning, everyone. As you can see, it is the next day. The party went so well. We had such an amazing time. Yvette got here at 3, which what we had planned because we wanted to have just a little bit of girls' time. Ken did not make it here until 6 o'clock, and the meeting time was at 4. So yeah, he was late again. Bless his heart. I don't know what he does. I mean, like, he literally texts me and asks me what time. So how does it become a 2-hour late type of thing? I don't know. But nonetheless, we had a great time. We ate. Everybody enjoyed the food. My food choices was perfect. Yvette even took beans home. We had coffee together. The cookies were delicious. We ended up cutting all of them into 4s so that we could sample like every one of them. I completed fasting and prayer last night, so I made it through. I'm so proud of myself. I fasted very differently. I really don't feel the need to get into my whole choice of fasting because it would probably really complicate your mind, but it worked for me. A long story, and I will share that one of the things that I fasted on was chocolate. I have a couple of things that I want to try today. My goal is not to go back as far as wanting, that little piece of candy 2 or 3 times a day. Because, the little miniatures, we tell ourselves that if we eat a little miniature, we can have more of them, but then it ends up being the size of a candy bar. That's that mental mind of ours to tell us that I'm just having this little piece right here. I'm a big mint fan, so I will maybe just only have my York peppermint patty at night before I go to bed, because that's one of the things I like to enjoy. There's a couple other things that I might want to enjoy periodically. I'm going to try my best. Not to say that there won't be times that I won't do this, but I want to try my best not to indulge in those little habits of getting little snacks and different things throughout the day. When I snack, I want it to be on fruit, healthy crackers, or something like that. Like, I don't want to go towards candy or cookies or cake or things like that. I'm enjoying my blueberry coffee. This is a decaffeinated one. I ended up having coffee last night that was caffeinated. We were up until, they left at 2:30. So we were up pretty late. We had our coffee probably about, 10:30-ish. So I wanted to have a caffeine coffee because caffeine doesn't keep me awake like that. But, in my mind, if I have the caffeine, maybe I'll stay, I won't be sleepy. I never was sleepy anyway, but that's just a psychological thing. But because I had 2 cups of caffeine yesterday, I don't think I'm going to have any caffeine today. Anyway, I'm just going to be here relaxing. It's probably, 10 o'clock by now. I'm just getting up. James called me and woke me up. I was sleeping in because I didn't go to bed till probably 3 by the time I got into bed. But everyone made it home safely, which is, I always like to make sure of that. The weather was really foggy last night. I was a little bit worried. We weren't drinking, or I say we as if I drink, but there was no alcohol. I think Ken had a little wine cooler when he first got here, but like I said, we were here till 2:30 in the morning. He's had coffee, and he had my virgin margarita in between that. So, there was no sign that he was impaired, but the weather was just crappy. So I'm just gonna kick back and enjoy my day. Hello, everyone. I was about to start editing my video, and I realized that I pretty much stopped like midstream. Like, I don't even really know what all you'll have because I actually haven't started editing yet. I was literally thinking I need to sit down and start doing some editing because this video needs to be ready to go up on Wednesday. And here it is, Friday night. And I was like, oh my God, Sheila, you literally left the vlog hanging. Like, you just stopped. I don't know what's going on with me. I'm really trying to figure this out. And I asked y'all, which you all are so good about, having so much patience with me, and I am so grateful. I'm just so grateful. I'm telling you all that YouTube is going to be my part-time gig, and I'm really excited about that because I really feel in my heart that God is going to bless me that way. But then, okay, girlie, what are you doing? You're supposed to be getting some things better prepared. You just drop the vlog and leave it hanging. But honestly, there's been a lot. I don't even want to say that. Has there been a lot going on? Yes and no. So I did a live the other night, which Y'all know the girl is really into her lives, and I want to incorporate doing lives on the weekends. If you didn't see my live video, please go back and watch it. I would really love your feedback on it. But I am asking questions. Should I do TikTok? Should I do YouTube Short? And also, I guess I didn't ask this question either. I don't really post a lot on Insta anymore, or I don't know that I've ever posted a lot on Insta, but I want to, I think, I don't know. I really feel very conflicted because I don't want so much that I can't keep up with anything. So there's a part of me that just said, girl, just stick with YouTube. Maybe throw some shorts into YouTube. But then there's a part of me that says, at least try TikTok. I don't know. Comment on my live or comment on this one. Just kind of giving me your feedback. Insta, TikTok, like tell me what you want to see. I am just trying to figure this all out, and I have been very intentional with my life as far as the new year. I never really talked about what my word was going to be for the new year, and I think indirectly I've made it intentional because I realized that I have used the word intentional probably 1,000,000 times since 2023 came in, because I am intentionally being intentional. You know, I'm just saying, I'm just putting it out there. I'm being intentional about myself. I'm being intentional about God. I'm being intentional about just health and just making my home even more my home than ever. I don't know why. I feel like I'm just loving being in my house. And I think the more I do, the more I love being in my home. But the more I love being in my home, the more I want to do more to make my home feel more. It's like a vicious cycle that I'm going in right now. And I think that's why I'm not able to keep up with my vlogging, because I literally sit down sometimes at night when I am doing, which we're going to get into in just a moment, because I got all my little things right here. I've been trying to go into my bedroom at a certain time and do some things like that and be very intentional about my time with God, my time with myself, and my time with just making time, if that makes any sense. So I know that that's probably why I've been a little bit lacking, because I get wrapped up in trying to follow that schedule. And then before I know it, it's Friday night. And it's what time? I don't even know. It's probably, what time is it? Oh, it's after 9. It's like a couple minutes after 9. So anyway, I am going to share some stuff with you all as I prepare to close out this vlog, I guess is the best way to say it. I am drinking some caffeine-free 7-Up. It's the zero sugar one. Every once in a while, I really like a good 7-Up. I'm not even gonna lie. I acquired the taste more so when I was going through my treatments. Whenever I would go to this little Mexican restaurant, sometimes James and I would go after my treatment, like on a random time we would go there, and we would pick up tacos because, you know, like during the pandemic when we couldn't eat in the restaurant, we would pick up the tacos, and I would always want a diet 7-Up. And I love them sometimes. So what did I do today? I got off work. It's Friday. Yes, we're ready for the weekend. I'm gonna spare y'all and not sing my song. I've got everybody singing it at work now. So I feel like for me to sing it now is like, I don't know, it's after work. I'm already home, but we sung it this morning after our little powwow meeting. We have a powwow meeting pretty much every morning, Monday through Friday. The boss comes in and we do this little thing. So now on Fridays, we all join in. We have a whole little clap thing that we do, like a little cheerleading thing going on. Anyway, we're not gonna do the whole "Are we ready for the weekend?" because of course we're ready for the weekend. I will add also this week, which you saw on the live, we had a little bit of ice going on. I had to work from home for a full day and then a half a day. And that, even though it was a short work week, it still made work a little bit chaotic for me. So I don't know. I'm not justifying why I left y'all hanging till tonight, but I'm just explaining. I got some explaining to do. So tonight, what did I do? I got off work. I had to run so many errands. In lieu of putting my bar together, I've ordered from Amazon and I've returned to Amazon, and I've ordered from Amazon and I've returned to Amazon. Y'all know I don't like to recommend anything. I'm not one of those people that feel like that, oh my God, you got to get on Amazon tonight and spend every last bit of your money that you have in your checking account just to try to keep up. I'm not that girl. I got some gift cards for the holiday, And I like to spend those on whatever it is that I want. So I did some spending on Amazon. For sure, when something didn't work out, I was very happy to return them. And so I actually left work today. I went to the post office. I mailed James a package. He wanted his boots. He's got the cutest cowboy boots that he got on a really good sale several years ago. And then I bought him a belt for Christmas, like right after that or something. I don't even remember how, but it's been a while and he had left them here. So I mailed that to him. I mailed his baseball glove because he's decided he's going to play either softball or baseball. I'm not real sure which one. And I also included a Valentine's Day card. And I'm going to throw this out there. This was a Valentine's card that would have been very much unlike me a couple years ago. But I felt it was a very appropriate card to send him. So I sent him a Valentine's card. That was out of context, but it is. I just needed to share that with y'all. So anyway, I left from the post office. I went to HEB. I had to do a curbside pickup because I am going to a wild game party tomorrow night. And I'm not a person that eats a wild game. But Donna at work, husband, apparently does an excellent job at it. I'm taking my own food to eat because I don't want that. I do want to join in on the festivities and have a little bit of fun with her. I went to UPS, did a return, and then I had to go to Whole Foods and do a return. And while I was in Whole Foods, which I have it all put away because I've eaten and I've I'm sitting back chilling now. But I wanted to close out this vlog so I can start editing, getting it ready for Wednesday upload. I got some of the oat malk. I think it's M-A-L-K. I'll put it right here because I can't remember it. I think it's M-A-L-K, or is it M-O-L-K, or is it M-A-L-T? Whatever, it'll be right here. I've been wanting to try that one, and I knew that it was only sold at Whole Foods, or I guess around here, that's the only place we can get it at, or that I know of. And so I went on and purchased that. And then, of course, as I'm walking through the store, I picked up me some Old Spice, y'all, for my bar cart. Y'all know I've been telling you that I really wanted to try the Old Spice. So we will have coffee tomorrow morning with some Old Spice in it. Maybe I'll start a new vlog tomorrow morning because I'm like, the Wednesday thing is kind of throwing me off. I got to get used to it. And by the way, in case I didn't clarify that, I am now posting on Wednesdays instead of on Saturday mornings. I'm trying to do that so that I can do some lives on the weekend. So maybe we'll do a live tomorrow morning and have coffee or something. I don't know. A lot has to happen tomorrow. I have a very busy day tomorrow. Probably won't happen tomorrow. Maybe on Sunday. By the time y'all see this, it would have already happened. But long story short, I want to have some Old Spice. Oh my gracious. Old Spice. Hello. I want to have some allspice in my coffee so I can see what it tastes like. I can share that with you all, let you know if it's worth trying. But I picked up some of that from Whole Foods. And then I got a couple more of my Olippops because I'm really feeling the Olippops, y'all. They are doing the girls some good. I'm trying really hard to only have maybe a couple per week because they are a little bit expensive. I mean, they're $2.50 each, which I say that. And then I go to Starbucks and spend like freaking $10 on a drink. So I don't know, do the math in your head. Somebody's not making it add up. You know what I'm saying. But anyway, I'm just trying to be intentional with not being too cray-cray with something like that. Like I don't want to just overdo it. And then I left there and went to Tjmaxx. So I have a little mini haul, nothing spectacular. I think someone said something in one of my videos about like that I'm always buying, or I don't know what she said, but I laughed because I said, and she was saying basically like she was getting rid of stuff. And I'm like, oh, trust me, honey, I'm getting rid of stuff. I'm reusing stuff that's in my house. Like I ended up on my bar, my coffee bar, a lot of the stuff that I had right here in my home, I just ended up repurposing it and using it. And so some of the things that I had bought, I had to send back. But anyway, when I saw these, first I picked up one pack and then I thought, you know what, this might be a once in a lifetime kind of a purchase. And you literally just said, because I did literally just say to myself the other night when I was doing the dishes, okay, girl, you really need some new dish towels. Like you really need some new dish towels. I really never really bought any when I moved in. I think I bought like one or two. And, you know, they get dingy, they get dirty. I don't know, you know, after a while, they just don't look as pretty as they used to. So when I saw these, God's trying to tell me something. I need these in my life. Was that a fair blame it on God situation? You know what I'm saying. So anyway, I saw these and I was like, okay. And I want to share these with y'all because I don't know what you all look for in dish towels, but I don't even really know how to describe what I'm looking for in a dish towel. I just kind of know it when I get it. So I ended up, there is a 6 total, but this is what they say at the bottom: stone wash vintage cotton. That has Sheila written all over it just from that. I like the fact that it's got this little tag on it, and there's a tag on each one of them. You know, they all have the little tag on them. They all are the same ones. I haven't taken them apart, but they appear to be very, very big. And I love the way they feel. They actually almost feel like they have like cotton and linen mixed together. Although it doesn't mention linen on the tag, but the coloring is perfect for my home. Like everything matches very well. It's in the neutral feel. So I feel like I'm loving these. The other night when we had our little awesome threesome, I burned my candle from Target and I burned it completely out. I left this thing burning while we were chatting, and we, like I said, I don't even know if I think I did come back on and tell y'all, we stayed up until 2 o'clock in the morning. They left here about between 2 and 2:30. So yeah, it was a long night. Maybe I haven't even gotten myself back together from that. So I ended up finding another candle at Tjmaxx, which I like to use the Google on and take the label and stuff off, but I haven't done that yet, or the price tag. I wish y'all could smell this. Oh, it smells so good. So I'm hoping it's gonna smell good in the house, but it's patchouli and clove. And I actually kind of like the looks of the jar. Y'all know I do try to keep things aesthetically pleasing so that everything kind of blends and mesh with my home. And I love the fact that this has the black, and it's not really the rose gold, it's more of a bronzy color, I guess, as far as the lid, and then the writing that says patchouli and clove. So yeah, I am really, really excited about burning this candle. I'll probably burn that maybe Sunday when I have some time to just kind of sit back and chill. And then I found these. I'm like, I want to smell them so bad. I've wanted some shower bombs. I don't know why I've had problems finding them. I've gone to Tjmaxx 1,001 times. I got some from my daughter-in-law because I usually get her stuff like this for her birthday. And I didn't get myself any, which was a big mistake. I found some tonight. This is a citrus scent, and it's a wake-up one. So I thought this would be perfect for those mornings when I'm dragging my butt, trying to get ready for work. And I'll explain that a little bit more in detail in just a second. So I'm excited about these. That's pretty much what I got from Tjmaxx. Like, I didn't really do much. I did want to share with you all, on my lips, I am wearing, and I still don't know the color because, you know, I don't have my glasses on. I guess I could put them on, but I probably still can't see this, to be honest with y'all, because it's kind of dark in here. And, okay, so we don't know because I'm not going to waste my time trying to read this. But these were the lipsticks. Well, this is one of the lipsticks that I got from Ulta. That's from the NYX, NYX, whichever way you want to say it. I'm in love. They have not dried my lips out. The first time I used it, I felt like there was a fragrance. And I'm really funny about a fragrance on a lipstick. For some reason, a fragrance on a lipstick will totally throw me off. I feel like I'm tasting it. So that first night, I put it on and I was like, oh, this might not work. But I don't know if it's from opening and closing. The fragrance is now gone. So I don't taste anything or smell anything when I apply the lipstick. And see, if I smell it, I feel like I can taste it. And that's where I was initially with this. This stays on so well. Now, I will be honest and say that I did put some lipstick on right before I did this video. I wanted to halfway look decent on camera. I'm not even gonna lie, because I am trying to up the ante when it comes to that. But when I say to you, it stays on exceptionally well. So no more taste and no more smell, and it's not drying to my lips, which of course everybody's lips are different. But I will tell y'all, if you are a person and you think you have dry lips, you ain't seen dry lips until you see my lips. I have the world's worst dry lips. So I've already been talking for like 20 minutes, and I haven't even got to the point of what I wanted to close out the vlog with. We may just have another really long vlog. I don't know, comment below if you like my really long vlogs. So anyway, like I was saying to you all a little bit ago, I was sharing with you all that the reason why I probably hadn't vlogged, the reason why I hadn't vlogged probably more than likely is because I have been very intentional about a few things. So on January 31st, I think is when I did my live, I believe, or was it? I don't know. I don't remember when I did the live, maybe the 30th. I think I did it on the 30th. But on the 31st, I was sitting there on my bed thinking, I really need to plan out my February. I need to be very intentional about the things that I said that I was going to do in 2023. And the only way to do it is to stop what you're doing and do it right then. So what I ended up doing was I made some notes, and then I also pulled out my calendar, which I am actually really loving this calendar, this calendar a lot. It is really paying off. I do like all the little extra things that I kind of thought that I wouldn't really migrate to, but I've really been migrating to them. Now, I don't want to show you February because there are some personal things in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it over to March, and we're going to just kind of talk about a little bit about what I have nothing written down in March just yet. Although I know that I do need to write down some appointments that I have coming up in March. Last day of January, what I did was I literally went through my little appointments and things for my doctors, because I'm getting to the point where now it's a new year, and so I have some appointments coming up. So I wrote those in there, and then I just wrote some things that were very important to me, and then I also wrote some YouTube goals in there. So that's what I did, like doing what I would like to call my quiet time. And I also did this, which I'm very excited about, and I'm very proud of myself for making myself, or shall I say being intentional about doing this. So I knew that it was the last day of January, and I had set a goal for myself, and I needed to write it down, because I find that when I write certain things down, then I become very intentional about following through with them. I talked about uploading this as its own separate video, but because I know that this vlog is really, really short, and that I really stopped and left y'all hanging, I decided to tack this on to the end of the vlog. And that way it can go up on Wednesday and not be like the middle of, well, heck, Wednesday is almost the middle of the month, isn't it? Is it already going to be? No, it's the week before Valentine's Day. I was going to say, is it already going to be Valentine's Day? So February, you know, it's a short month. It's already almost over. You know what I'm saying? Like it's here and then it's over. So I thought, you know what? Go ahead and add it into this week's vlog and call it a day. I wrote out some goals that I wanted to share with you all that I have set for myself to be from January 1st to January 28th. And I'm very excited about these goals. The picture that you saw in the thumbnail, yes, I did buy myself a treadmill. I went back and forth on it. I weighed my pros and cons, and I thought about how intentional I want to be this year with my exercising, being the healthiest version of myself. I realized that I would do much better with having a treadmill in my home. Back when my son was younger, I had a treadmill in my home, and I worked out in the mornings before work, sometimes, mostly in the mornings before work, but every now and then in the evenings after I got my son situated for bed or whatever, I would go in my room and work out. But most of the time I did it in the mornings, because that's when I had the most time and when I felt my best. I thought about, okay, how often do I miss walking outside because it's either cold, it's raining, or it's too dark because of the time that we're in right now, or just I'm trying to do more than one thing and I don't have time to physically walk away from my home, literally. I thought about the beautiful workout room. Well, the workout room itself is not that beautiful, but it overlooks the pool, it overlooks the lake, and how beautiful of a picture that is when you are on the treadmill there. And then I thought about whenever I go over there, how I have to be dressed in a sense that, you know, I've got to, if it's cold outside, I'm in a coat, walking over there. I get frustrated and I sometimes won't do it. I found myself not pushing as hard as I needed to push. So I thought about it. I found a very inexpensive one. I will share the price of it because I want you all to know that sometimes we have to figure out what's the best way to do certain things that's going to work for us. Not what we see other people doing, or not what even society kind of leads you to believe. Because to be honest with you, a lot of people say, like when people have treadmills, they end up being a clothes rack in their home. This is not the case for me. I used to have one, like I said, and then I ended up getting rid of it because I was convinced, not by my own free will, but I was convinced that I wasn't going to use it anymore. I didn't need it. And maybe I didn't use it as much during that time because my husband was here. We were living in the same house, and pretty much during that time span, we were literally going out and working out together at a gym all the time. So maybe I didn't need it, but at the same time, I'm thinking I probably shouldn't have gotten rid of it because it is something that I do prefer to have. And so I want to share that with you all. If you're trying to make that effort and trying to be more intentional about getting some small workout, getting some small walks in, find yourself a very inexpensive treadmill on Amazon maybe. Mine was $299. It runs very well. I will maybe, if you all wish, I can kind of talk to you about that a little bit more. But it was something that I felt like I was invested in my health and my future and my life in. And so I got it. And I'm very happy that I got it. Now, that being said, when I mentioned the month of February being from February the 1st till February the 28th, I decided to make a challenge out of it and give it a title. For the month of February, I've challenged myself to something called Walk Through February. And what that means to me is for every day of February, I am going to walk no less than 20 minutes a day. When I say no less than, it doesn't mean that I'm only going to walk for 20 minutes. Like the other day, I walked 2 miles, ended up being about 40 minutes. And this morning, I walked 1 mile, and that was 20 minutes. So what I'm saying is, as long as I do 20, anything over that is gravy. But I am going to do it every single day in the month of February. I'm going to walk through February. I'm just excited about the name that I gave it, and it says something when I say it out loud. I feel gung-ho. I'm ready to do this. It's day 3. I did get up this morning and I did a walkout, which you either see it here or it'll be somewhere within this vlog that you'll see. But I have so enjoyed doing my little walking on my treadmill. It has really been a game changer for me. That's a good way to get started. Set yourself some goals. See where it takes you. And the best part about it is that you're in the privacy of your own home. If you're a person that gets a little bit intimidated, maybe slightly embarrassed by being out in public or like in a public gym where you feel like people are staring at you, I know they always say, nobody's really paying any attention to you, but honestly, sometimes people are. I'm not going to say that they aren't, because when people are kind of like giving you the stare down. And if you're not comfortable with that and you feel like that may be what keeps you from actually going out and working out in a gym or even maybe walking on the street, I know sometimes I get a little feeling some type of way. The world is in such a crazy shape. People are getting kidnapped. People are getting the R word done to them, get K'd. So, I'm trying to be careful what I say because, YouTube can get real finicky, and I'm trying to do this monetizing thing, y'all. But you can get R and then K, and you were minding your own business. My neighbor was robbed the other day. A horrible story. I'm not a paranoid person, but at the same time, I know I find myself sometimes getting very leery about being out, walking, the time of day I'm walking, the type of people that are passing by. I don't know. Sometimes I just get feeling some type of way about it. I did this for me. Any of those kinds of things come to your mind, consider an investment in a treadmill. If you have to do it like on one of the Afterpays or Affirm, any of those things. I actually put mine on Affirm. I'll be very honest with you because I am trying to stay within a budget, and that I'm going to talk about in a minute as well. So I decided that I would do it on Affirm, and then I will pay this amount, and then I'll pay this amount, and then I'll pay this amount. and have it paid off. But I wanted to put it on a firm because I had already spent the amount of money that I was allotting myself to spend already. So do things like that for yourself, to better yourself, to help yourself. I also set myself kind of like a food goal. I didn't really go into a whole lot talking to you all about what I gave up for my fast. I kind of contemplated on actually like sharing that with the world, and then I decided it's something that I want to share with God. And maybe if someone asked me specifically, or the people that were around me that could see what was happening with my eating, then I may have been a little bit more specific with them. Basically, I fasted items that I knew were hard for me to walk away from. I fasted things that I really, really liked. I was very intentional about certain things, and I was very proud of myself because of the things that I gave up. It made me think about how I want to go forward eating. Now, I am not a person I don't diet because I don't believe in diets. I feel that when you say that, you set yourself up for failure. So what I'm trying to do is have a better eating habit. Not necessarily saying that I'm always going to eat a certain way, or I'm never going to have this, or anything of that nature. I'm just trying to find the best way to eat as healthy as I can, yet still feel fulfilled and still feel like myself. Because I will share that once I came back from having breast cancer, I did want to never gain my weight back. Well, I have gained all the weight back that I was at prior to breast cancer, which was a little disheartening to myself. But then what I realized as I took the approach is that I was so thankful to be able to have an appetite and to like certain things that I wasn't able to eat during my time of treatment. And there are some things that I have never had a taste for ever since my treatment. And so I don't miss those things in the sense that I miss them, but I told myself that if it's something that I want, I went to hell and back, I'm gonna have it. Well, that's good. And I don't deny that that's a good way to look at life, especially when you've been up against something as hardcore as what I went up against. But I also think that I kind of took it to its limit because I allowed that to allow me to eat a lot more of certain things that were not as healthy for me. Because when I was really sick, those things, I could eat them because like I could drink a milkshake. Sometimes that was all the nutrients I got for the day. But afterwards, when I'm eating this, and this, and having the milkshake, nah, that wasn't gonna work out for me. So I decided that what I was gonna do for the month of February is I am cutting back my carbs Monday through Friday, not being like completely carbless or anything like that, but just being intentional. I love using that word about not having certain carbs. Like I love potatoes. I love them boiled, fried, baked. I just love potatoes. I grew up eating potatoes, and that's a weakness for me. So during the week, I'm not having potatoes, and I'm really trying not to have rice because I kind of have found that I love Trader Joe's rice so much that jasmine rice is by far one of my favorite things to have from Trader Joe's. And I was eating it several times a week. So that's a lot of carbs between potatoes and rice. So what I'm doing is when I want them, I will have them, but try to push that back to the weekend, like either Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, or just Saturday and Sunday, depending on, if it's a Friday night and I want to go out and have dinner with a girlfriend or something like that, and that is what's in front of me, I'm not going to not eat it. But for sure, I can control pretty much my Monday through Thursday, and then Friday be an iffy day, but for sure Saturdays and Sundays, I can splurge on those things if I want to. And if we are in the middle of, having something special at work, like today, one of the girls brought in the sugar cookies from HEB for Valentine's Day. I did have one, but I only had the one. I have some mint Oreo cookies in my kitchen that I bought when I finished fasting because as a treat to myself. I had two last Sunday and I have not touched them this week. So I will have maybe one tomorrow, maybe not, depends on how I feel. But the 2 days that I'm open to have them would be on Saturday and Sunday, but not Monday through Friday, or Monday through, yeah, we'll say Monday through Friday. Like I said, this is a weird way of doing things, I know, but this is something that's working for me. And I'm trying this through the month of February just to see where I am with all this, like to see how I am able to maintain this and just see what it does with my feeling, how I feel. Do I feel healthy? Do I feel not as bloated? All those kinds of things. I'm just trying out some things. I mentioned that I had spent my allotted money, and that's why I placed my treadmill on Affirm. So I have decided that for the 2023 year, I want to have a little bit more savings of my own money that I have as far as from spending. So when I do our overall budget, I take a certain amount of money, and that's my money to spend, and I typically just spend it. I go to Tjmaxx, I go to Home Goods, and I just spend it. So now what I'm trying to do is, out of the money that's my money for my spending, I want to save some of that money. So when I had mentioned in this book about, there is a section, let me see if I can find one. There is a money tree inside of here. So what I am going to do is I am using this, but only using this with the money that I have, so that I can keep up with the spending of my own personal money, like my own little play money. And that way I can force myself to save some of my money. And this is gonna help me when the holiday rolls around, or when there's something that I really, really want that may cost a little bit more than what I typically would want to spend. I did mention to you all that I was changing my upload schedule, and I'm also changing my PJs and coffee time, I think. If you've seen it already, that means that I did get it up on the first week of February. If you don't see it, then it means it's gonna probably be the last Sunday of February, which would mean I didn't change it. I was contemplating back and forth if I wanted to do it the first Sunday of every month or the last Sunday, which is what I already had. I did not get one up in January. I just did not bounce back from the holidays very well, and I have something in my eye. My schedule's just been crazy. Something's in the air. So if I'm blinking a lot, that's why my eyes are literally burning something fierce right now. So basically, what I did was I wrote down what my plans are as far as my YouTube channel for the month of February. As far as me doing the PJs and coffee time, that is going to depend on like the whole editing situation. But as far as me posting on Wednesdays instead of Saturdays, that is in full effect. And I will try to do a live every weekend in the month of February. That would be my goal. Now, I don't know how successful I'm going to be with that, but I'm saying that one real lightly because I wrote that one like in pencil, like it would be nice. But I will share that I'm not going to do anything that's going to be too much for me, because if I do that, then it's no longer fun for me. So I really want to be very careful, and when I say something like that, and where I don't feel like I'm just saying something and I'm not following through with it. So hopefully I will do a live every weekend in the month of February. And I also talked about trying to figure out the whole TikTok thing, posting more on Insta, maybe doing stories on Insta, or what do they call, Reels on Insta is what they call it. Do I want to do that? I don't know. And I think maybe my thought process is using the month of February to play around with it and see what I think about it, because maybe I will like it, or maybe I will feel it's too much pressure. Also thought about posting more fashion photos on Insta. I do that and then I stop. I do that and then I stop. And I'm not really, when I say do it, I'm really just posting pictures of myself in my car, in my house. But would it be fun to go out somewhere and literally take some pictures of myself? I don't know about that. But those are things that I want to kind of play around with in the month of February, just to get my feel for it. That's pretty much what I decided on. And I want to do this every month. I want to, the night before, or sometime, towards the end of the month, before the new month come in, sit down and really jot down and really give some thought to what I want that next month to be like. Look at the things that I didn't succeed in the previous month before. Figure out why I didn't succeed in them. Is there something I can do to manipulate my schedule to where it would work better for me, in lieu of trying to be that happier version of myself? Be more intentional with myself, with my life. And I don't know, I just feel that this is really going to help me. And I want to share this with you all because hopefully some of the things that I've said will help you be able to put together something in your life that's going to make you be more intentional about whatever it is that you want to be intentional about, or whatever it is that you're struggling with. We all have such different lifestyles and such different struggles, so we have to see what works for us on an individual basis. I think this is really going to help me be a lot more grounded. I think, more than anything, I'm excited about my walk through February. I am just so excited about that because I've not been excited about working out in a long time. Because I just felt like it's always been so hard to figure out my happy place with it from moving here. I loved walking outside, but only in the spring. I love working out in the gym, but I don't like working out when there's someone else coming in there and I don't know who they are, or, it's just a long story. But anyway, I think I've found something that's going to work for me and I'm very excited about it. Also, before I close, and then I'm going to close out this video because now my whole vlog may be an hour long because I've talked to you all almost a whole hour. I also have incorporated a beautiful night routine for myself. I did it before February. So I wrote it down to continue it and to be more intentional about certain things within figuring out what I wanted to do. Comment below if you would like to see my new nighttime routine. I have found something that is working so beautifully for me. I'm tweaking a little here and tweaking a little there to just kind of figure out what works for me. But once I get it like where I feel like it's moving very smoothly, I would love to share it with you. I think that you all will enjoy and maybe be able to bask in some of those moments like I am and just feel like you're at your highest peak and be able to get the most restful night. This is not one of those nighttime routines that I'm only doing for the camera. Once the camera's off, do something totally different. Anyway, I've talked enough. It's time for me to, I don't know, it's probably what time? It's almost 10 o'clock because I've literally talked to y'all for about an hour. This girl has a big mouth and I love to talk. And I don't know. As I'm sitting here, y'all, I feel so overjoyed with everything that's going on. I don't know. It's like I just want to scream and tell the world that I am, yeah. Thank you all so much for watching. If you made it this far, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. That means that I must have said something that intrigued you. I'm sure they all won't be this long. I won't promise you, but I'll try not to make them all as long. I will definitely see you all in the very next one. Bye-bye.